First up today is Brennan. Enjoy. Next on the tee, the Country Club of Vermont. Andy T.
Good ball there.
Play well, gentlemen.
Oh, can we grab a quick group photo before you guys go? Yeah. You want to get the silo? Yeah, you gotta get the silo. Or the windmill. Or the windmill. No.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Play well.
Yesterday, South Goldsberry.
Gentlemen, stand on the skins.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Mike, would you like to stand on the skins? Gentlemen, welcome to the second day of the Vermont PGA, New England PGA Vermont Chapter Stroke Play Championship. Go over a couple of the local rules. No play zones are marked with green stakes, orange tops. They're treated as penalty areas. The edges defined by red lines and stakes. The ball is in the no-play zone within the penalty area. The ball must not be played as applies, and mandatory relief must be taken under Rule 17.1. The ball lies in the general area outside the no-play zone, but the no-play zone interferes with your stance or swing. You can take free relief under Rule 16.1. As additional relief option for a ball coming to rest in the penalty area on the 3rd, 8th, and 12th holes, player must use the drop zone provided over the penalty area. 1 stroke penalty.
Or the regular drop, or you can have the option to repeat it right?
Yes.
So you can use all of them, but the drop zone is an addition.
They've been doing some work on some of the bunkers. We've resodded many of them, and they are marked yellow, ground under repair. Take free relief. 1 club length, no closer to the hole. 36-hole stroke play. It's a senior division for everybody over the age of 50. You guys will be playing from the gold markers. Chris and I will be in the scoring area at the clubhouse. Please return your card to us. And Chris's phone number is on the tee sheet if you have any rules questions. First up, we have Michael Amendola from the Williston Golf Club.
I have a tailor-made number 2 with a black dot. Black 2.
Titleist 3 with black dots.
Callaway Chrome Tour free.
Yep.
All right.
Next up on the tee, Ryderbrook Golf Club, Mike Slayton.
Nice.
Next on the tee from the Quechee Club, Jason Sherman. Play well, guys.
Thank you.
Mike's got money falling out of every pocket.
Like,
Can't say anything else.
so we'll just be mindful that after. Hey Todd, morning. How's it going? Sorry, you know, for the next tournament, I'm gonna get some wire management.
I'd appreciate
Going
that.
on,
I
yeah.
can see you're trying to hurt me.
Yeah. Ground staples or something. Alternatively, we should
Jim Remy's going to be here this afternoon.
Yeah.
That's great.
Legend of Jim Remy. Do you guys want to do that? Do you want to wear one? If not, we can just broadcast, just speak that way.
Morning. Thanks, sir.
Mhm.
Mr. Chono, I have yours.
Go, sir.
Thank you.
I'll take the 20.
Before.
Yeah, grab. I just grabbed before.
Oh, there she is.
Thanks, man.
Big golf for us.
Get a quick picture, guys, when you have a minute. Jeff Julian, your first instructor.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Jack.
I met smile.
I never. I'm a miserable prick.
Hot mic.
That's all right. Everybody knows that anyways. It's no surprise.
How things going with you guys this morning?
All good?
Things good?
All good here.
It worked.
Not a bad day at work. All right, so just a couple things before we get started, gents. Obviously, round 2 of our 36-hole stroke play championship. Everyone in this group will play the gold tee markers. We are playing it down today. No play zones on the golf course are marked by green stakes with orange tops. Keep those in mind as they are treated as penalty areas with mandatory relief option. Drop zones are in play on 3, 8, and 12. There are some ground under repair areas for newly sodded places, so just keep those in mind as you're making your way around. We'll be by the clubhouse for scoring when you finish up your rounds. Order of play will be Jack, Sam, Todd. We are good to go when you guys are ready.
Good luck today, guys.
Good morning and welcome to round 2 of the Vermont Chapter Stroke Play Championship. This is the 7:50 starting time. First to play from Newport Country Club, Jack King. Good ball. Next to play from the Golf Garage, Sam Holden.
Ball.
And next to play from Williston Golf Club, Todd Trono. Thanks, guys. Play well.
Enjoy.
Thanks, fellas.
Anytime. Play well. I could see that. Where did that just go? Oops.
37 will be fine by me today, so mark it now.
It's a bad attitude.
No. Grab a group picture. Yeah. So did I.
Thank you.
What team do you play? Gold.
White.
White. Okay. Order plays can be Dustin, John, and Susan. Like we said, gold tees for the men, white for the women. No play zones here are green stakes topped with orange. Keep those in mind as you make your way around. Drop zones are in play on 3, 8, 12. And there are some ground under repair spots for some loose sodded bunker faces. Get free relief in one of those areas. We are playing the ball down. We'll be on the back side of the clubhouse there when we finish up for scoring. Questions other than that? No? Perfect. Play well, everybody.
You too. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, you too. Alrighty, 8 o'clock it is. Good morning and welcome to the final round of the Vermont Chapter Stroke Play Championship. This is the 8 a.m. starting time. First to play from the Quechee Club, Dustin Rivellini.
Oh.
Next to play from the Quechee Club, John Benson. And next to play from the Dorset Field Club, Susan Fassel.
one with 2 red dots.
Yeah, black one, black line, black dot. Taking a pic?
Yeah.
Casey, stuck you up here? They got the stroke play going on there, or where they got going? Do they?
But I got a red 2.
Quick pick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Alrighty, order is going to be Kellen, Kevin, Dave. Couple quick things. Playing the gold markers. We are playing the ball down. No play zones are green stakes topped with orange. Utilize those if needed. Remember, mandatory relief in that circumstance. Drop zones are in play on 3, 8, and 12. And they've done a little bit of work on the bunker faces that have replaced sod. Those are marked as ground and repaired, so free relief in that circumstance.
Sure.
Other than that, ready to go. Play well.
Play well. Play well.
Welcome to the final round of the Vermont Chapter Stroke Play Championship. It's the 8:10 starting time. First to play for Golf Garage, Kellen Peary. Next to play from Burlington Country Club, Kevin Benison. And next to play from Golf Garage, Dave Jankowski. sticks. You know what I think it was? Sunday night when I got here, I was a little bit myself. Ordered chicken wings and just chicken wings. Before I went to dinner, starved, lunch, and I just ate like tomorrow. I will say, chicken wings came out a little faster than I would have expected it to.
See how the IR? Why didn't play? What's that? Where's like room 2? I know when we changed dates, it kind of complicated things for some people. But I feel like this date, I like me, I guess. Yeah, if you really wanted it. Yeah. Could be back at, I don't know if that's really an excuse. What'd you end up going with last night?
I'll still take.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'll take mine over yours.
Yeah, not a great night, but yes, I will. How was yours, Josh? You just turned 10 months. Okay, yeah. I got an 11-week at home.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, you got a fresh one, right? Yeah. How's that going? It's because I got a hotel here. It's the best sleep you had. The wife let me leave. Very kind.
Mike was graduated.
Yeah, we went to a concert on Saturday down at Speedy Garden. The Red Clay Strays.
Oh yeah.
Twangy bluegrass kind of band. Yeah, but we did have sleeping continuously for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
He's been great like that. My guy, but that's the first time I'm sick.
I think one more degree.
Yeah. No, well, yeah. So we've been on the phone with the pediatrician. Yeah, that's what. So our pediatrician for a while. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, he's not even in daycare.
Quick
either, so
picture,
it's like,
Yeah, that's understandable.
Telling you what, it's a lot easier being grandparent than it is parent.
Yeah, you turn them off when they're puppy.
Hey guys, do you mind going back 3 or 4 feet so I can get a quick picture? Guys, the banner's right
quick
below the
stream
screen.
shot.
Perfect.
Camera
All
time.
right. There it, yeah, that goes there.
It's like 200 people just watching.
All right.
Wow.
200.
Good.
Wow, that's pretty good. Thank you.
A couple quick things for today, guys. Gold tee markers. We are playing the ball down. No play zones here are green stakes topped with orange. Just keep that in mind as you make your way around the golf course. Drop zones in play on 3, 8, and 12. Then there's some new areas of freshly sodded around the bunkers. Just keep those in mind for round number fairway lines. All that's listed on your rule sheet. If you have any questions, order will be Josh, Curt, and then Sam. 2 blue dot.
You got a 21 with a good line.
1. Perfect. That one's like blacked out. We're good on that one. Ready when you guys are.
Play well, guys. Yep.
Good morning and welcome to the final round of the Vermont Chapter Stroke Play Championship. It's the 8:20 starting time. First to play from the Country Club of Vermont, Josh Upson.
Yep. Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna wait. 325. Green and make a good jet stream behind us.
Sam, you're welcome to wait or go, up to you.
I mean, I'm not gonna carry it back.
Totally up to you. Whatever you're comfortable with.
I know my limitations. Play my game.
Working.
We're not in a rush. We're gonna keep the order.
Keep the order.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've. Is this the normal win? Is this the normal win? No.
This is minimal win for here.
Well, like direction wise.
Oh yeah, yeah. This
It is?
time of year,
Okay.
yeah.
I always remember. What hole is that? 5. Really hard one.
It'll shift
Use
around
5?
in the fall and come
Always
from
used
the
to
north.
play into the.
Get a lot of South Burlington. Next to play from the Quechee Club, Curt Goldsberry. And next to play from Aquanic Country Club, Sam Sicard.
Yeah, good one.
Ball.
Thanks, guys.
Play well, gents.
Thanks, gents. Goodbye.
quick and say we'll see you at hole 18 in 3 hours or anything like that? Sure. All right, you just gotta grab the bike. Don't hold it too close. It doesn't have one of those little things on it. I would say like chest high. The camera.
Oh, I gotta look at the camera.
Yeah, cool. Say we'll see you at hole 18 in 3 hours.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning. We've had a great start to the event here at Vermont National. Thank you, Ryan Keston, for hosting, and Andy and the team from Golf Fore TV. What's that?
Golf Garage?
Yeah. The Golf Garage team for supporting, Fore TV for broadcasting our event here. We'll be back in about 3.5 hours on the 18th green with past president Jim Remy to commentate the final shots coming down the stretch. Look forward to seeing you in a couple hours.
You were born for this.
I was gonna say Fore
Join
TV.
the team.
I was gonna say Fore TV,
Oh.
and I had Golf Live in my head, so that's what tripped me up.
Oh, good.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2026 Vermont Chapter Stroke Play Championship. We're here at the beautiful Vermont National for the final round after a challenging weather day yesterday at Burlington Country Club that yielded some tough conditions but some good scores. Our day one leader was Josh Upson from the Country Club of Vermont, who fired a 1 under par 70. He has some fire backed up behind him with 5 players within 5 shots of the lead. We have play coming down the 18th hole here. Before we get into the play-by-play, I'd like to make a very special introduction to a Vermont chapter legend and past president of both the New England PGA as well as the PGA of America, Vermont's own Jim Remy. Jim, welcome, and thank you for being here with us.
Well, thanks, Ed. I can't tell you how pleased I am to be here. It was great to get the invitation and to come up and help you out with what is really a great championship. I mean, the history of the Vermont Chapter Championship goes way back into the early 60s, and there have been some unbelievably great champions that come out of here. Champions like Bob Lindsay and Keith Lyford, and just some great champions who have played in this Chapter Championship. So I'm thrilled to be here. I've played in this Chapter Championship probably 20 times in my life at least, and it's always a great couple of days with the Vermont pros at great venues. We have some of the just best venues, and certainly this is one of them.
For sure. Jim Remy is going to carry you all the way down the stretch here through the action at Vermont National to see who we crown our 2026 Vermont Chapter Champion. We have the second group of the day here with Michael Amendola, Mike Slayton, and Jason Sherman coming down the stretch. Jim, take it away.
Yeah, thanks. And this is a really nice par 5 from an elevated tee. Range is about 530 yards from where they're playing today. So we should see some of the players get pretty close to getting home in 2. These young guys hit it so far today. It's just amazing. And when you put them up on a hill, it's just a whole different world because then they get that much more carry. So we can see them coming down now. They're just starting to begin to come to their second shot. So we should see some balls popping over the hill here in just a few seconds. Beautiful day and at a great place. We just saw 2 balls come in up over the hill from back at about 200 yards out, I believe. And it looks like one of the players is just short right and the other is just about pin high or past pin high in the right-hand bunker. So we've been able to identify 2 of the shots coming in, and as they come up, we'll probably find out where the third one is here. Again, this group is the 7:40 time. Mike Amendola from Williston Country Golf Club, Mike Slayton from Riderbrook Golf Club, and Jason Sherman from the Quechee Club. looks like Mike Slayton's going to be the first to hit it in here. Mike, again, is from the Ryderbrook Golf Club. Looks like he's got about 55 yards into this front right pin. I've played a lot of golf with Mike over the years. He's a deadly with the wedge, and he shows it right there as he knocks it right by the back of the hole, just probably about 8-10 feet behind the hole. Looks like our next player will be waiting on this shot just a bit. I think he wants to get a mark on Mike Slayton's ball, which is probably in his line coming out of that right-hand bunker. Pretty deep bunker, big rise up to the green. It's going to be a good shot. It's going to be tough to get this one to stop in time. He's got to put some spin on it. It'll be interesting to see how he comes out of there as Mike is coming in now to mark his ball. I don't know which player that is. I don't know which player that is. Amendola. So we got Mike Amendola coming in out of the bunker here. Lefty, deep bunker, big rise up to the green. Looks like a good shot. It's going to spin and go just a bit by the hole, probably 6, 7, 8 feet by the hole. He'll have that coming back, I believe, for birdie. Next to play is going to be Jason Sherman. He is from the Quechee Club, and he's got himself, I believe, a putted eagle here because they seem to have both reached this green in 2. Going to let Michael come up and mark his ball. And should have a pretty good run at this. This is uphill, probably breaking right to left. Ball's off the putter, and looks like it's pretty close in there. Might be a pretty easy tap in for what I think is a birdie, unless there was some trouble off the tee that we don't know about. Looks like a birdie putt for Jason Sherman. Looking it over from both sides, this is definitely a putt that looks like it might be coming up, going a little bit left to right, uphill slightly. Now, looks like he should have an easy tap in for his par. Now, it's a little bit longer than I thought it was at first. As they say, there's a little more meat on that bone. He's got a putt to a little bit downhill. This is a birdie putt from Mike Slayton. Oh, just goes by the left edge, it looks like, and he'll have a tap in for a par on this 18th hole, par 5. A little bit left on this one. And he taps it in for, I believe that's also a par 5. You know, we don't have the luxury of all these scorers out there telling me what these scores are coming down off 18, so it makes it a little difficult. And the lefty taps it in. It looks like all pars on that group coming in on what's really a good par 5 coming downhill off the hill. It looks back as we look back on the tee. I can see some players coming off the tee now, so we might have our next group relatively quickly coming into this green. Again, this is the 18th hole, par 5. Measures about playing today about 530 yards downhill. Pretty big wide landing area off the tee. A lot of these players will be reaching this green in 2. So we should see some birdies today coming in on number 18. Okay, we're still here on 18. This looks like the next group coming back down in. We got Todd Toronto from the Williston Golf Club. I know Todd really well played. I've been many matches against Todd. Looks like he had to lay back about 120 yards from the green. Must have had some trouble back off the tee or didn't get that drive out as far as he wanted to, but he's got about 120 into this green front right pin. Good slope off to the right short of it. So he's got to get this ball up into the green, probably with some spin. Ball's coming in. Looks like a good flight, but it's quite a bit to the left or on the left edge, left side of the green. He's going to have himself quite a long putt, probably 50 feet downhill, breaking to the right. But it's a green in regulation. Next up is, I think this is Sam Holden. The green, Sam's from the Golf Garage, works for Dave Jankowski, helps out with the Vermont chapter, good young player, hit it up into just about pin high, maybe 35 feet left of the pin. Next up is going to be from Newport Country Club. It's going to be Jackson King. Jackson's up there at Newport, almost on the Canadian border, and a beautiful spot up there. I've been up there many times in the days playing in golf tournaments, and always was a great place to go for the event, overlooking a beautiful lake. A great place. Looks like he is just short of the green. Going to have a chip up, probably 30, 20, 25 yards or so up from below the pin. Should be able to get this relatively close. It's an uphill chip. Looks like he can get this in there pretty close. We'll see. He's going to take a walk up and look over the area around the pin. What a beautiful day here it is. You couldn't ask for a better day for a golf tournament. Sun's out, light breeze, temperature is nice and warm, perfect scoring day. Great day for the Vermont chapter championship. Chips up to the hole. Looks like he expected it to go left. Didn't quite go left, slightly past the hole. I'm sure that he's not totally thrilled with that chip shot. He's going to have sort of a downhill breaking to the right putt for birdie. Next, the putt's going to be Todd Toronto from the Williston Club. Todd and I go back a long way. We've had many a battle out on the golf course. Great golf professional, been in the business a long time, and just one of those real all-stars up here in the Vermont chapter. He's a gamer too. The guy really loves the game, loves the sport, and still loves to play. Senior player in this event who's playing in both divisions, the regular division and the senior division. Long putt, breaking downhill left to right. It's on its way. Looks like it's in there a couple of feet just below the hole. Should be a fairly easy putt to tap that in. And he does. And that's Todd Toronto from the Williston Golf Club finishing up his round here on the 18th hole. Next up, Sam Holden. Looks like this is another one breaking left to right. Started above the hole, starting to go down towards the hole. Looks like he's in that range where he may just step up and finish. We'll see what happens. Yep, as he taps in for what I believe to be a par, based on what we know from the holes, being able to look back into the fairway and see where they hit their second shot from. So it looks like a par for Sam. Again, Sam's from the Golf Garage of Vermont. Works closely with Dave Jankowski and helps out the Vermont chapter. Is one of the organizing for it. So somebody who gives back. And Jackson King from the Newport Club. And oh, I think he wanted that birdie. I'm sure he wanted that birdie. Looks like it just a tap in for another par. Looks like we had 3 pars in this from this group, and that's Jackson King from Newport, Sam Holden from the Golf Garage, and Todd Toronto from Williston Golf Club. Tip of the hats and shake of the hand, and they're off. So this is the next group in. This was the 8 a.m. starting time. Dustin Ribellini from the Quechee Club, John Benson from the Quechee Club, and Susan Fassel from the Dorset Field Club. Susan is a fine player. She competes regularly on the Vermont chapter circuit. Excellent teacher. Good, really good, solid golf professional, and good for her to be out here playing with all these guys and being able to compete with them. That's Susan Fassel from the Dorset Field Club. So we got one player coming in from way over on the left side. Looks like a straight pitch up to the to the flag. Not even sure. There we go. The camera's got him now. Coming in from under that tree. So not sure exactly who that is over there because we can't see it from our vantage point, but they're getting ready to hit. I can see the club moving right now. This should be a relatively easy pitch up from over there. So let's see where this goes. Yep, actually coming right up, working its way towards the hole, maybe 10, 12 feet outside. So we got two players on the green, and it looks like Susan will be pitching up from the right-hand side. Looks like she's in the rough over on that side. It's above the bunker, and she's going to be pitching straight up at this hole. This is a good pitch. Should make it fairly easy to get this pitch shot in there. It should hit about a third of the way and run 2/3 of the way on the ground, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see where this goes. Oh, she hits it about halfway. And sinks it. Unbelievable. She knocks it in. A fantastic shot by Susan Fassel as she chips in on the 18th hole. Unbelievable. What a great shot. What a great shot. We don't have scores out there, so I'm not sure whether that was for a 3 or a 4, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't for a 5. So looks like a great hole for Susan as she pitches up. She hit it further in the air than I actually thought she would, but it checked up, bang, right in the hole. Perfect shot. What a way to finish. This one here is about 12, 14 feet outside. Looks like it's going to break left to right. And it stops relatively close to the hole there. I think it'll just be a tap in. But from my angle, I can't tell if it's 2 feet or 3 feet. But it looks like he's just going to step up and tap it in. Good putt. So this group again is Dustin Ribellini, John Benson from the Quechee Club, and Susan Fassel from the Dorset Club. This is 3 groups, third group from the end. And we got a putt going in here. It looks like it runs up, should be a tap in. And they'll finish up 36 holes of stroke play here at Vermont Country Club. Beautiful day. Nice job. Great chip in by Susan Fassel on that hole. It looks like it's going to make the highlight reel this week. That's for sure. I bet you that one will show up again somewhere. Well, we just saw him hit off of the tee here on 18, the next group in, which is going to be Kellen Perry, Kevin Benson, and Dave Jankowski. And it looks like we've got a ball off to the right. A search is going on. Obviously, they only have a few minutes to find this ball. If not, not sure whether that's in a penalty area, red stake penalty area, or whether it would just be a lost ball. So we'll know in a minute. Not sure whether you hit a provisional, a little bit unfamiliar with what's back there. So can't really tell whether he's in a penalty area or just looking in the tall grass for the ball. So we're going to have a little bit of not knowing exactly what's happening as this group comes down the 18th hole. They seem to be still looking, although one player's walked quite a bit down past where they originally were looking. So again, this isn't like CBS Sports. We don't have a lot of people out there to help us with this. We don't have any spotters out there. So it's a little vague as to what's going on here with the next to the last group. And you know, these players were only 3 and 4 shots out of the lead after yesterday. Not sure where they're at right now. Waiting for one of the spotters to see if he can come back in and let us know what's going on. So we got a little lull in the action here as we look for the ball. There we go. I can see now he's pointing to where he feels like the ball entered that area. So it must be a drop situation, which could mean it's marked as a lateral hazard or penalty area, but we're not really sure. Again, this is the next to the last group. Kellen Perry from the Golf Garage, Kevin Benison from Burlington Country Club, and David Jankowski from the Golf Garage. David, a really accomplished player. I've known David for quite a bit of time, done some work with him on some things, and he's just an amazing player. Was +4 yesterday. He's playing in both the senior and the regular division. So I'm pretty sure he's in pretty good shape in the senior division, but not sure about the regular division. As the leaders going into today were Josh Upson, Curtis Goldsberry, and Sam Seacard at 70, 72, and 74. These three players shot 74, 75, 75 yesterday. So not exactly sure where they stand right now. Doing a lot of walking around up there, trying to decide, I guess, where the drop would be. Looks like, based on what I'm seeing, it might be Jankowski that is actually in that area, unless as it seems, he's still trying to figure out where the drop might take place. And I believe that's Jankowski back there. I'm guessing now that it was not Jankowski's ball, as he's gone back to the cart. Yeah, it looks like there might have made a drop. Looks like there is a red stake there. So this would be hitting 3. And that ball's off to the right, short right of the green on the downhill sloped area, probably 35 yards from the pin. Here's what I guess we were looking at earlier. Now, it looks like David Jankowski is going to hit from over in that same area. Now, we don't know whether that ball was in the penalty area or not, but it looks like now David's going to hit from there. So we are going to be a little bit where we don't know exactly what's going on this. Dave Jankowski now hitting from probably at least 200 yards out, maybe more. And he may have had a kind of a bad lie back there, because he looks like he laid it up short, middle of the fairway. Could be 125 yards, 120 yards into where the pin is now. Again, we apologize, but we just don't have the people out there to be able to tell us what's going on. So we don't know whether he lies 2 or 3 at this point. And it looks like back on the tee, we have a group, the final group, waiting on the tee. They're looks like Dave Jankowski from the middle of the fairway. Not sure what he lies, because he was over to the right side near what I think may have been a penalty area. Not sure if he was in the penalty area, couldn't tell from here. But he's got probably a wedge in from where he's at. Great wedge player, great competitor. I'm sure he's going to do his very best to try to get this ball up and down. And he is right. It almost goes in the hole. It took one hop, spun back, and I think it's just to the left of the hole. Beautiful shot. Not surprising. Really talented player, lots of experience, plays on a national level. Watched him in Florida at some of the winter championships. Just an outstanding player. Yeah, I think that's venison. That's venison, right? In the purple. Do you know what was going on up there in the penalty area?
I think they both
In the penalty.
dropping for red.
All right. So Jankowski lies 1, 2, 3, 4. We got Kevin Benison coming in now from the right side. He's got a downhill lie. We believe that he lies 1, 2, 3, and at this point, as we think his ball was in the penalty area. So this could be for to chip in for a birdie. Jankowski just knocked it up there within inches. And a good looking shot right here. A little below the hole, maybe 10 feet, 12 feet. It's hard to tell from my point, but it looks like it's in there about 12 feet. I think that would be for par. Now we got Kellen Perry coming in from the left side of the green. I think he should be lying 2. He's got a nice pitch across the green. Should hit this about halfway there and let it run out to the hole. Let's see what he does with this one. Oh, he goes for a little low shot. And leaves it short. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with that. I know he's better than that, and came up quite a bit short. So we got all 3 players on the green, and with the final group now in the fairway, they'll be waiting to hit here as we've got some putting to do before we get out of here. Looks like one of the players from the front of the group just laid it down in the left side of the fairway. Kellen made that attempt up at that. Looks like he came up a little bit short and below the hole. Right now we got Kevin Benison. Looks to me like he's putting here for par, as we believe he was in that penalty area. Should be straight up the hill, not too long a putt. Oh, that's too bad. I'm sure that's disappointing for him. Not being able to get that one in after being in the penalty area. So dropping a few shots here on the last hole. And we got a little bit more work to do on this one. Kellen Perry, relatively short putt, but a little more work. And he puts that in. I'm sure that that made him happy, as I'm sure his chip up wasn't what he was looking for, but 3 great players on the green. Next to the last group, finished up on the second day of the Vermont PGA Chapter Championship. What? Bad day. Bad day. It looks like the final group, which is Josh Upson from the Country Club of Vermont, Curt Goldsberry from the Quechee Club, and Sam Seacard from the Aquatic Country Club, are looking or searching for a ball up on the left side of the fairway. They seem to be doing a lot of walking around, cart driving around, looking for that ball. So we could have a lost ball in the final group. And I just got word they may have gone back to the tee. again, we got a small crew here, you know, so we're not exactly able to know exactly what's going on, but we have heard I have heard that Curtis Goldsberry is leading after 17 with a score of -2, and it looks like Josh Upson is 2 behind him at even par. So that's where we stand on the tee, and we're not sure who went back. Do you know who went? And if somebody went back to the tee, so not sure who that is. Oh, I just got word that the leader has gone back to the tee. So 2-shot lead is definitely in jeopardy, as he had a 2-shot lead coming into 18, but a lost ball caused him to go back to the tee. At least that's the word I'm getting. And if that's the case, then we got ourselves a shootout here on the last hole, because Josh Upson is at even, and Curtis is with a lost ball. It lies 3. So this is going to be right down to the wire. It looks like. It looks like Josh Upson at even par just came really closer to being in the lead, with Curtis Goldsberry having to go back and re-tee on the 18th hole. Again, this final group with leaders after day one. After day one, Josh Upson was at -1, Curtis Goldsberry at +2, and Sam Seacard at +3. Sam has had a challenging day today. He's kind of had a rough run out there, so it's coming down the wire between Josh Upson and Curtis Goldsberry. It's going to come down to the last putt. There's no question about it, as Curtis Goldsberry had to go back and re-tee, and so we'll see. Oh, I had it backwards. Looks like this is Curtis in the middle of the fairway hitting his 4th shot. So 4th shot from the middle of the fairway. He's got the distance to get home, so I would expect this to be close to the green or on. Oh, came up a little bit short left, up on the hill, looking down towards the pin. So he must have been a little bit further back than we thought, because he's got a lot of firepower. So again, at the start of this hole, we had Goldsberry at -2, Upson at even par. Goldsberry had to go back and re-tee, and now is laying short of the green. It's going to have a wedge in from pitching wedge, lob wedge in from that area, maybe about 50 yards. But he lies 4. So the 2-shot lead has pretty much disappeared at this point. I hope this is right. Looks like Sam is going to be next to play. Sam's played beautifully yesterday. Had a little bit of a rough day today. I'm sure he'd like to stick this one in close just to finish it up. But Sam played so great yesterday, and did run into some problems. Hey, that's golf. We all know that. That's the way it goes in golf. Some days it's great, some days it's not so great. So he knocks it in there past the pin, probably about 25, 30 feet above the hole. That was Josh Upson hitting that ball in. He lies 3 just left of the hole. And we just got some news that we've got to report to you right away. This is incredible. There was a mistake in the scoring. One of the scoring that we had received earlier was incorrect. Curtis Goldsberry started this hole with a 4-shot lead. And after hitting it and losing the ball, he is now hitting his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th shot into this green. So this thing is a little bit wider than we thought it was going to be. So Curtis has a 4-shot lead going into this hole. Sorry for the miscommunication, but this is what happens. It's a small crew here at Vermont National Golf Club, and but we're going to get to this, and we'll see where we end up. But it looks like Josh Upson now lies 3, Curtis lies 5, and has a 4-shot lead going into this hole. So it looks like he'll be able to, put that ball down there and still save this after losing a ball off the tee. Sorry for the confusion. But again, it's a small crew. We're behind the green, and we received some information through scoring that may have been incorrect, and was not a 2-shot lead, but a 4-shot lead going into this hole for Curtis Goldsberry. So they still got some work to do, but it's a little bit different with a 4-shot lead than a 2-shot lead. So we'll see what happens here. That ball ran, I think it must be on the green because it's ball in hand. So, oh no, he took a drop. It must have had a sprinkler head or some issue there that we can't see from our vantage point, because he did lift and take a drop on the front of that. So it must be just off, maybe a sprinkler head down in that area. So here we go, it's chipping up, 4-shot lead. Upson lies 3, Goldsberry lies 5. Still some work to do, but a little bit different than what we started the hole at, where we thought it was a 2-shot lead. Looks like he's switching from chipping the ball to putting. He went from a wedge to the putter, and I'm sure he knows he's got to get this up and in, and at least 3. So let's see what happens here. So this ball was running by the hole quite a bit, up the hill, turned to the right, and ran by quite a bit. So he's in a position where he lies 6. Upson lies 3. Big putt for Upson here. If he could roll his putt in, that would make a huge difference. Once again, these things oftentimes come down to the 18th hole. You don't expect it to be coming close with that type of lead, but when a lost ball off the tee causes you to, fall back like they did, it makes it tough. So we're going to see Sam make a putt here. Sam, a good young player, played great yesterday out of Aquatic Country Club, but tough day for Sam today, and that happens. That's golf. We've all been there. He runs that down and, interestingly, knocks it in. played great yesterday. You know, tough day for Sam today, but that's golf, and here we go. Here we go. Curtis is trying to hang on, and so it looks like first we're going to have Josh Upson. Really needs to get this down in 2, just to give him some chance at all to catch Curtis. And he runs it by the hole a little bit. So a lot going on here on 18. Again, apologize for the confusion about the scoring, but we know where we stand now. It's a tricky little downhiller. Got some break to it. And he breaks to the left slightly. Looks like he has a tap in. So that is for an 8. And it looks like Josh Upson will be putting here for a par. And that would be enough for Curtis Goldsberry to win. If he was to make the par here, Curtis Goldsberry will win by 1 shot after making an 8 on the last hole. Roll this one in. And he does. But it's Curtis Goldsberry from the Quechee Club after a raucous 18th hole, hung on to win the 2026 Vermont Chapter Championship by 1 shot. Congratulations to Curtis Goldsberry. So crazy finish here at Vermont National Golf Club today for the Vermont Chapter Championship. Really came down to the last hole. Curtis Goldsberry came into the hole with a 4-shot lead. Looked like he was going to have easy sailing through the last hole. Lost the ball in a penalty area, or lost the golf ball, and had to go back, re-tee. Ended up making an 8 on the hole, while Josh Upson made a par 5 on this par 5 hole, and ended up being that Curtis Goldsberry won the event by 1 shot after teeing off on 18 with a 4-shot lead. Is a crazy finish. That's what golf is all about. Once again, a great finish to the Vermont Chapter Championship. Congratulations to Curt Goldsberry on winning the Chapter Championship this year. Congratulations to all the players that competed. It's been another great event here at Vermont National Country Club. Thanks for watching.